Thornton Cline has been writing non-stop since the age of 5 years old. He has got over 1,000 published songs, 150 recorded songs, and 32 traditionally published adult, children's, and young adult books. So you don't want to miss this show today. We're going to be talking about his latest release, Between the Fins. You're watching the Writer's Corner live show. Stay with us. If you have just joined us, you're watching the Writer's Corner live show. I'm your host, Bridgetti Limbanda from Cape Town in South Africa, a very hot South Africa at the moment, shall I say. And our live stream is made possible by Creative Edge, StreamYard, and BeLive Media. A special warm welcome to you, our audience, whether you're watching us over on Amazon Live. Do just know that this is an audience-centric show, and we are monitoring the comments. If you're on Amazon Live, I am monitoring the comments right there. If you're watching us over on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Twitter, a very warm welcome to you as well. Our amazing guest today is award-winning author and songwriter Thornton Cline, and you don't want to miss that. But before I introduce my amazing co-host and friend, Mary Elizabeth, one of the things that you need to do as an author these days is to level up on how you appear online, because most things are still done online due to the pandemic. And I've just got a few questions here for you to level up your online appearance. And one of the things that you can do is to use a great camera. I know Mary uses the same camera as I do, which is the Logitech Brio camera. And the nice thing about the Logitech Brio camera is that it's got right side technology, which means that it will adjust to whatever kind of lighting you have got, because not everyone has got the professional lighting that it requires to look great, but this camera does the job for you. So do have a look at the Logitech Brio. If you're watching us over on Amazon Live, it's in the cart there, so you can have a look at what that looks like. Also, very, very important is people will sometimes forgive if you don't look that perfect on camera. But the one thing that you do need to ensure is that people can hear you. And what I recommend if you want to have really professional sound is something like the Samsung microphone, which is a studio condenser microphone. It's got a solid die cast construction, so that reduces noise vibrations. But if you don't want to have a big microphone, because you don't really have to, you could invest in something like the Rode lavalier microphone, which is also perfect. It also gives you a bit more mobility, and the sound quality is far better than your native laptop, desktop, or even your mobile phone. Talking about mobile phones, it's a go-to for most people on the go, and especially authors. But if you do use your mobile phone to go live with, you do want to stabilize it. Otherwise, make people feel seasick when there's too much movement on camera. And I just have two recommendations for that. You can either use something like this, which is the DJI Osmo stabilizer, or you could use something like the iographer on your tripod, and these things will help you look a little bit more professional when you are live streaming about your books. So my amazing co-host and friend is Mary Elizabeth Jackson. She is a special needs and disabilities advocate. She's also a ghostwriter and an award-winning author. And her latest book with our guest today, Thornton Cline, is called Cheers from Heaven. So with that, let me say hello to Mary. Mary, welcome to the show.
Hi, I am excited to be here and excited about our guest because he is a dear friend to both of us. And I'm doing great. It is chilly here where it's so hot where you are. And that's what happens when we get together on different sides of the earth, right?
Yes, absolutely. It is screaming hot here.
Mhm.
And I just want to give a huge big shout out to Jennifer over on Amazon Live. And Jennifer, thanks for following the Writers Corner live show. Much appreciated.
Yes,
Our
thank you for
amazing,
joining us.
absolutely. And I also just want to mention that we've recently launched the Writers Corner network. So do give us a
Yes.
follow over on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah. We're
So I also,
excited.
yes, absolutely. So if you've never met Thornton Cline, Thornton, it's absolutely wonderful to have you, Jennifer. Thornton is a good friend of the Writers Corner live show. Since we started over 3.5 years ago, we've had
Yeah.
Thornton on several times because he is a prolific um, author and songwriter. He does amazing work. I don't know how he manages to push out as much work as he does.
Because
Really, seriously,
he doesn't
don't.
sleep. He never sleeps. He's like, he'll sleep when he dies. He's like,
I
he'll sleep
know.
when he dies. And so then, I know he's the hardest working person I know. And you know what? For me, and as an author, there's a lot of work that goes into being an author. If you want to just write a book and sit on the sofa and wait for checks to come in, that's not really how it works these days. Or
And
probably,
that's
I
not
don't know if it
what
ever
he
worked
does.
that way. No. So
No.
teaming up with him from the very beginning, I've been very blessed to learn to be teamed up with somebody who has a really good, strong work ethic. And so, that's been absolutely amazing. And I could tell the story of one of his publishers. It's like, man, you're the hardest working author I have. So, he truly is. But then he has the success behind him to show for everything that he does. And he is a true inspiration. So we need to bring him on so he can, share with us his latest because he keeps adding hats to what he does.
Absolutely. So Thornton has, if you've never met Thornton Klein before, he has over 1,000 published songs. I mean, just try and wrap your head around that. A
I
thousand.
know. I know.
150 recorded songs, 32 traditionally published adult, children's, and young adult books. He also has been nominated multiple times for Grammy and Dove Awards, and he's also won the first place Maxy Literary Award for Best Children's Young Adult Book.
Yeah, we won
Wow!
that together.
So let's
Yeah, that was
let's put hands together for the amazing Thornton Klein.
Hi, Thornton.
Hello,
Oh,
hello, my dear friends, and thank you for the wonderful accolades and all the kind words and everything. I just want to say it's always a great pleasure to be on the show, on your show, and as usual. And thank you for inviting me again. And wanted to say a big congratulations to you on your new network that you just formed. And I'm glad to see you, Mary, back and doing well again and everything from everything
yes.
we've done.
Me too. Me too. I know we missed each other so much in being together. Virginia, like, oh my gosh, we've never gone so long without seeing each other and everything. But this is the beginning of 2022, and you have, well, you've got a new title, right? That I would say you've added in the music world, and it's so fascinating though because we try to feature lots of different areas of writing. And for you, words are words. So words can go anywhere, right? They can go in a poem, in a book, a speech, and they can go in music as well. And so I would say, and correct me if I'm wrong, but from January last year to January this year, you have like a whole new part of your life, don't you?
That's correct. I'm now CEO and president of my new record label, Clientele Records, and it's I inked a deal back. I think you remember that it was back in was it October, September, something like that. It took like 6 months to negotiate the deal, but this is going to put us on the map as far as worldwide distribution and everything, which is great, major distribution. So.
Okay, so to everybody, so you signed a deal for what?
Well, it's an administrative deal for worldwide to collect monies, which is very important, you know, of all your tunes, you know, my whole entire catalog, as well as it also helps to also get my record label out there with the artists I have on the record label right now, worldwide, promoting them and just getting them on the charts and everything like that. So.
It's so exciting.
Well, that's huge. That's huge. Absolutely. Congratulations. And I also just want to give you a shout out to Vinay Garg, that's watching us over on LinkedIn. Welcome to the show. So Thornton, your latest title, Between the Fins, what was the inspiration behind that book? Do you want to hold it up? Because it's a beautiful cover.
It's called Between Fins. It's a play on words. Mary knows this. I like to do a lot of wordplay. I just love it. Wordplay is so much fun. I guess they would call it wordplay or double entendres or whatever you want to call it. But that's just something I really love to do with songs and books. And, you know, if you think about that, it's really between friends, you know, between friends. But it's between fins because there's two fish. And it's a really delightful tale about, I don't want to give it away, but that you can't judge a fish by its face, nose, or fins. And Sunny and Smiley are the two pals, two wonderful friends together. And it was inspired. It's so neat. I was taking my sister to a restaurant, a really nice seafood restaurant called Calabash. It's in Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. And I saw the big old tank there. It's gigantic aquarium. And suddenly the whole inspiration just came to me. I'll show you. This is what it looks like here. If you can see the big fish tank. Can you see that? Is it?
Yeah.
See, and these beautiful illustrations are done by none other than Alice Antony. And she is extremely gifted and talented illustrator. I'm very, very fortunate.
Gorgeous.
Aren't they beautiful?
Yeah. She's so amazing. There's just nobody like Alice.
Yeah, no, she's
probably one of the best. Yeah, one of the best illustrators. Also, Lily Grace Jackson. Of course, I work with her, and she's phenomenal too. You know, that's Mary's daughter too. So, isn't that cool? So, it's so cute. It comes out Valentine's Day. It releases Valentine's Day, which is exciting. And so we have library signings and different signings that will be taking place. Alice and I do. So, just wanted to.
That is so exciting. Yeah. And you know,
how many years to get the book out?
I don't know. It's taken so many years because this is like some of the other projects, like Cheers. It took forever, and you know, it's okay. They come out when they're supposed to. And your book is very prevalent right now because, yep, there we go. There's Cheers from Heaven, and you know, both books are along the lines of accepting others for who they are and accepting yourself. And you know, there's so much in the media right now, either online or the news, about mental health and wellness with our children and even us as adults. And it's really great that all of this is coming to the forefront. I know I will, I have a thing tonight I'm going to be on about cyberbullying tonight. We're going to be discussing that. And, you know, it's because it's everywhere. this time period that we're in, this is one of the positives coming out of this time period, is bringing that to the forefront so that we have that awareness and we have those conversations. And so it's not more like in the shadows and nobody talks about it and we have to hush hush and put it under the carpet. No, let's face it head on. Let's bring it out in the forefront and let's teach our children from very early on upward about acceptance. And in adults, we need to do it too, don't we? Because judgment runneth amucketh on this planet.
It does. And I wanted to give a shout out too, by the way, to Terry Jarrell. Her name is Terry Jarrell. It's my publisher.
Terry.
Yeah. Hi, Terry. And if she's watching, but she is the publisher for SYP Publishing, which is Southern Yellow Pine Publishing out of Florida. And it's a very, very fine book company that distributes worldwide. This will be in all the Barnes and Nobles and the Books of Millions and all the different book companies. What is the major book company there, Brichetti, in Cape Town or in Johannesburg or Cape Town?
Well, we've got several big publishers here, probably about 3 or 4 that are really, really big. So people have got a choice of publishers. Thornton, I want to ask you, what was, for you personally, what was the inspiration behind Between Fins? What made you want to write that book?
Well, when I went into Calabash, which is a restaurant, a really fine seafood restaurant, I took my sister because I get to see my sister and visit her in Virginia. Her name is Roberta Klein, and she had a book out just recently, that Lily did that is beautiful. But inspiration was we were in the nice restaurant and I saw the wonderful aquarium, large aquarium. I hadn't seen a large aquarium in a restaurant before like that. So this is how it looks right here, the aquarium again. And so then I saw kids coming up to him playing, how kids do that. They touch the glass and they try to get the fish attention and everything. And it all flew out to me. Can you believe it? The inspiration just really hit me. And I thought, kids would really love that. It's from ages 4 to 8 is what it is, reaches. And so just wanted to say that I'm so glad it's out, and I hope it will really reach children and help them understand that it's not the looks of somebody. You can't judge the looks of somebody, or their face, nose, or fins, or anything like that, because they are scared and afraid in this book of a giant silverfish named Kingfin. And he really isn't mean at all. So
isn't that awesome? But I can't believe that it flowed out of you like that, because I've known you since 2015, and you and I can have a conversation. And there was one time you drove from, I don't know where it was, we had a conversation, you drove from one place to the next, and then a whole song came. So I believe it when you say that it all came. And you have books that come. Yeah, you wake up and you have books, right?
Dreams. Some of dreams. There's a book or two that there's a couple that haven't been published yet, but they came out of a dream. Everything just fell out completely.
Isn't that amazing? I want to ask you, what does it feel like to you to write the songs? I'm shifting for a second from, books to the music. What does it feel like to, write these songs, and then you've teamed up with the artist, and then they go and they become number one, and you have 6 now, right? 6 number one since last January. Yes. Right. So, what does that feel like? To let people know what is that, because it is a surreal thing.
It feels very surreal. It feels like, hey, I mean, I'm just going with part of the plan of my life and purpose of my life, I believe, and I think I'm just trying to follow it. Each day is a big adventure and everything. So I don't know what's next and everything. We have the Lucky Boy song that's number 2 on the world charts and number 3 on the Euro charts. That could go to number 1 this coming week, or Josie with My Lucky Song could stay at number 1 too. That's another possibility. So it's hard to figure anything out. When you write something like the books or songs or whatever, they're out of your hands. You just have no control of them anymore. They just, you know what I'm saying? Like they take they're organic. They take their own,
life.
What is it? Path or whatever they're supposed to do, right? Journey.
Absolutely. So, Thornton, you've written so many children's books, and they're amazing. They're doing well. What got you started with writing children's books?
Well, it was kind of a natural thing for me because I teach children, and I've worked with children over the years, and children all the way from age 3 all the way up, and they're very delightful. I love children. I love to teach them and to help the next generation. And that's one of my purposes, to help the next generation. And we can't hold it to ourselves and keep it to ourselves. We need to, teach them what we know and we've learned and everything too. And so I think that was just kind of a natural. The very first one, I think I may have told you the story, is that The Amazing, Incredible Shrinking Violin, which is the very first one. A little girl came into my studio one day, and she said she was really in distress and she was crying, and she said her violin was shrinking. She said something was wrong with her violin and she couldn't play it anymore. And then just the lights lit up in my head, and and I went, whoa, that's the first book, or my first book, and I wanted to write books. So that's called The Amazing, Incredible Shrinking Violin. That's what it is.
Yeah, and that's a series because you have 12 in there, right?
She inspired the entire series. I think a lot of people don't realize in life that, is there some kind of a saying or something that we're all on a stage, like as a play, or the world's watching us on stage?
Yeah, there is such a saying.
I think a lot of people don't realize that they're inspiration for other people. I mean, it doesn't have to be a book or a song. It can be just in their heart. It can inspire somebody, right? Their lives, right?
Absolutely. And there's inspiration all around us. If you can get into the flow of that mindset, everywhere you go, there's inspiration, there's stories, there's, something to talk about, whether it's to learn from or to share or to even acknowledge that inside yourself. If you see somebody doing something and it's like, oh, okay, so I've done that before, and I wonder what their motivation was. I wonder what my motivation was. What is the lesson here? Things like that. Or just, out in nature. If I need inspiration and I'm not finding it, nature is always that way for me. There's metaphors everywhere in nature for us. And
I agree. I think you have to be a good observer and a listener to be able to write those things. And I think that's where, people will tell me all the time, they'll say, I have a writer's block, or I just can't write anything. There's nothing, coming to me. And I'm thinking, well, not judgmental or anything. Just say, look around you, look at look at the people around, and I try to be positive in what I say, the message and everything, but just look around, all the things that are happening to you and all the people, and just, there's your titles, there's your stories right there. Right.
Right. And we have to remember that we are, as a writer, you're less in control of what you're writing as long as you're in the flow. If you're in the flow of allowing it to come through, then really you're just that instrument for all that right. Information and that inspiration to flow through. And then it comes easier. If you're trying to control it, it doesn't work as well, does it?
No, it's kind of a struggle between the conscious and the subconscious. Wouldn't you think so? Like you're right. You just have to let that subconscious, just let everything flow and not interrupt it. I always tell people that, in workshops and stuff, to do the editing later. Don't worry about the editing. It might all come out and it might be terrible. It might be, I've written many, not so good songs, bad songs and things like that in my life. I just don't show them to people. I never show my songs like those songs. I just, show the ones that I think are really excellent. But, I'm sure people have written many bad books and manuscripts and all kinds of things, right? I mean.
Yeah, it's not about, I think, if one is really passionate about what you're doing, just writing, and just get it out there, and you never know what's going to happen. Sometimes it just takes one person to really like the story and it can blow up. Just the getting it into the right person's hand, but you never know unless you actually try. I just want to give a shout out to Hamad, who's watching us from Pakistan. Hamad's been
Hello,
also been
hello.
watching the Writers Corner live show for years since we started, right from the beginning. So just wanted to give him a shout out as well. Thornton, so what's next for you? I mean, you've got so many.
Yeah, right. I
Well,
mean,
I'll
like,
go
how are
ahead-
you going to top it?
Us. What's next?
Okay, I'll go ahead and reveal it on your show. On your show, okay?
Oh, fun. Okay, drum roll.
It's exclusive on your show here, okay?
Okay, great.
They say you're not supposed to talk about stuff until it actually happens, but I'm going ahead and take a shot at it because I have faith on it. Then, but anyway, I want to give out a shout to Lacey Carpenter, who's a dear friend that we've been writing many years together, at least 4 years together, or more, 5 years maybe, as well as Mary and I are very great writers together too. Mary Elizabeth Jackson as a team. And so we have been contracted. We, in fact, the agreement just happened yesterday when we had a conference call. But there's a Hellenic Society of Diplomacy International between Greece and Nashville, Athens, Greece, and Nashville, and we are the only ones in the world that have a Parthenon other than the original Parthenon in Greece. And Mary's been there, I'm sure, has seen it in Centennial Park in Nashville. Well, this is another international thing, like I did with China. When we did I went to visit China in 2019 as a delegate, as well as wrote the song. You probably remember that, the theme song for the Youth International Youth Conference with 36 countries. But this one involves Greece and U.S., Tennessee, and everything. And so Lacey and I are writing a youth musical together. The full-blown musical will be released and performed in 2024. Will be performed in all, I think it's 95 counties in Tennessee, as well as we'll also be doing a touring with this show in Greece too. But the initial thing is in 2022, which is this year. She and I are working and finishing up what we call a teaser. I don't know if you've seen, there's little teasers that you can write. They're like 10-minute teasers, and they have and it's kind of a snippet of what the show is all about, but you don't give it away. You just keep people on the edge of the seats until 2024. And we're going to have 2 stellar songs in this musical. And so the actual, like it's not a full-blown musical. It's just a commercial for the musical. And it'll be performed this fall in many of the counties in Tennessee, in Tennessee. And then the full-blown musical will be written will be performed in 2024. We have to write that, but it's very exciting to be a part of that international thing too. And we are getting paid. It's a commissioned thing, so we are doing it as professionals and so forth like that. So that's the scoop right there.
Congratulations.
That is awesome. Congratulations, Thornton.
Yes.
So now it was China. Now it's Greece. So
Very nice.
So we're really excited about it because we'll probably be starting. The timeline is we'll probably be starting in March to start working on this. But see, we have to have dialogue, and 2 songs all in 10 minutes. Can you imagine that? So 2 songs,
Wow.
2-minute songs, 2-minute songs. They're like stellar songs. Like, for instance, all of you have seen West Side Story, correct? Have you seen West Side Story? Okay, West Side Story. The 2 stellar songs in that would probably be America. You heard that song, the very first opening song, and then the other one is called Somewhere or either Maria. But those are the kind of songs that on the caliber that we're writing. We hope we'll be crossing into a new level. That's what we're hoping to.
Nice, very nice.
So that's
fantastic.
And we don't know what the title of the musical is yet, but it has something to do with the Parthenons, but I don't know what it's going to be yet. But.
Well, congratulations. And that is an awesome note on which to end our show today.
Yes. Congratulations.
Massive. Well, congratulations both to yourself and to Lacey. And I think we'll have to have the two of you back onto the show, both you
Yes.
Be awesome.
Casey, to celebrate. So
Yes.
that'll be
Congratulations to
fantastic.
you both on the network, and congratulations to you, Mary, on our new books that's coming out too. Plus, the Poolicious and the and Cheers from Heaven, and of course, congratulations to Lily too, and just a really superb illustrator, just very, very gifted. So
Thank you. I know. I'm so excited for her and just her future. And yeah, it's awesome. Well, congratulations. Thank you so much for coming on. And we always love spending time with you. And we will be back next Tuesday, same time.
Okay. All right.
Thanks for watching, everyone, whether you're watching us on Facebook, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and also over on Amazon Live. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you again next week on same time on the next episode of the Writers' Corner live show. Take care and stay safe, everyone.